Okay, so this Module 5 Skill Builder is all about pressure. Pressure is force per unit area. That's how it's defined in the book. Best way to think about pressure is your own experience of being at the bottom of a pool, right? You've been at the bottom of a pool. You know what it feels like. You feel pressure. Well, why do you feel pressure? Why do your ears hurt 12 feet down? It's because water's heavy. Friends and neighbors, if you ever tried to pick up a 5-gallon bucket of water, it is heavy. And so when you are at the bottom of a pool, you are underneath a column of 12 feet of water on top of you. Every cubic foot of water weighs about 62 pounds. So you multiply that 1 square foot area on top of your head, go 12 feet up, so 12 times 60, that's like 700 pounds of water sitting on top of your shoulders or on top of your head. That's going to exert a force on your ears that you feel as pressure. You don't feel so much when you're only a foot down. Why is that? Because there's not as much water on top of you. So the way you play this game is you just take data from your little sub. You got a little sub here, and it's got a little pressure sensor on the nose. And so right now it's about a little more than a meter down, and you can check the data on it, and it'll give you the pressure, right? And one thing that is important for you to notice is that there is pressure on the sub, even though it's only, what, a meter down. And that's because not only is it sensing the weight of the water on top of it, but it's also sensing the weight of the atmosphere. It turns out that even when us walking around outside of a pool, there's still pressure on us. And that's because once we're out of the pool, we're actually at the bottom of a big ocean of air. And air is another fluid, and air does have weight. And that air weighs down on us with what we call atmospheric pressure, barometric pressure. That's the reason why when you fly up in an airplane or you climb to a high mountain, your ears have to adjust because they're not under as much pressure. Well, why is that? It's because you're not under as much atmosphere. So just like when you go up from being further down in a pool, you don't feel as much pressure. Same thing when you go up in the atmosphere, there's less pressure. Okay, so now what you can do is you can actually move your sub around just by clicking these arrows. One thing you will notice is that you can't take a reading while you're in motion. So you always have to make sure you stop your sub somehow. And then once you stop your sub, the data tab will pop up again, and you can check your numbers. Notice that now the pressure has increased. So it's worth playing around with to see, how much does it increase? So what's the relationship between depth and pressure? That's the real message that's trying to be taught by this skill builder. So good luck. Happy sub driving.